Hey everybody, Steve Ritter here. So I need your help. I was talking way back last year when I had all of Mom's paintings and was trying to figure out what to do with them. I kind of reached out and somebody gave me the great idea. Why don't you just make prints of them, right? So I made prints. We went through all of that. Opened up an Etsy shop. Here's all the prints, and that's what we did last year, right? So and the money that was raised, the tithe of that went to the Westfield Academy. So somebody mentioned after that, why don't you do that with a cookbook? Are you going to do a cookbook? Are you going to do a cookbook? And finally, Ann McLeod, she has reached out to me and has offered kindly to help with that. And so I talked with her the other night, and we put down a bunch of ideas. I want to bounce these off of you. I'm curious what you think. The comments down below, there's ask away. Or put comments below, any ideas, things like that, other ideas for things you may have. But I really we want to gauge if there's a demand for it out there. I know a lot of people have said that and said, yeah, I'd love it and all. And if that's 10 enthusiastic people, well, I mean that's it would be not worth the time. Basically, I'm sorry. I know, and but if there's more of a demand for it, then that would kind of drive it. So because it's going to be a lot of work, and Ann's already put a lot of work into it. She has put a lot of work into it. We were talking the other night, and I appreciate her and how you stepped up and are doing this and keep asking me about it. I'm, of course, over in the UAE, so that's going to make it challenging as well. So we're having to do like Zoom calls to try to coordinate all this. So anyway, let me get to the crux of the issue. So I've got some ideas. We bounced off some ideas. I'm kind of excited about it. And basically, a cookbook. Mom had some she was a great cook. She had some great techniques, and we try to capture all of that. But really, the crux of it, of everything she did, was like having a neighbor over, sitting at the counter drinking a glass of sweet tea while she's cooking and talking. And that was really what she was kind of all about. And then she's kind of built this community of like-minded folks they just kind of took to her, So really, this cookbook, as much as it would be a tribute to Mom and an homage to Mom, and what she did and her cooking and the southernfrugal.com and all that, but it would be for you as well. Because there's some ideas. Really what I want to know is what's your favorite recipes and why? So some of you have said, well, I always loved this because this reminded me of my grandmother and or Mom sounds like, my grandmother did or whatever. And I want to, we was talking with Ann about it, would be really cool is to capture that, like have on a facing page, have the recipe and a picture or two or something, and then on the other page to have a list of people's comments, like, as Steve R, we kind of keep it quasi-anonymous so you could realize, oh, hey, that's me, but not like your last name and your address and all that. That wouldn't be good. So anyway, what is it about this recipe that you liked? What is it about it? We want to capture that, right? So first question is, should we do a cookbook? And if we did, would you be willing to buy one? We're looking at about, with the print cost and everything else, probably about $15 to $20 per copy. We're looking at about 150 to 200 recipes maybe for this. Top videos, the number one video of Mom's is how to cook pinto beans without all the gas. Not really a recipe, unless you really want it. but you know, something like the always tender cube steak, the banana pudding, those are really popular ones that we would add. But what other ones? I mean, there may be somebody that really has a compelling story for a particular recipe that we would want to add that just, you know, it's nice, you know. You know, do we do a cookbook? Yes, no. And then let's start with that, and then, you know, any other thoughts that you have, printers. If you've had experience with putting something like this together, and you have somebody you know that really does this kind of thing and can steer us and vector us in that direction, I'd appreciate that too. So let's start with that. But I want to leave homework for you is think about the recipes and things that really meant a lot to you, and and which ones you really liked and would like in a cookbook like that. And if we have enough of a demand, that would probably be the next step. That we'd probably go in and you know, call for, you know, which recipes. So kind of think about the ones you really liked and all, and be ready with that. But do we do the cookbook? And, you know, any help that you can have, or any other ideas. I was kind of talking with Ann before last year. Some folks, you know, I've mentioned maybe the idea of taking some of those pictures that Mom painted and some of the prints and making them like a calendar or something like that. Is that something that you'd be interested in? You know, any kind of like merchandise or funny things that Mom said or Bucky said or something like that, and putting it on a coffee cup or a cooking apron or something like that. So, you know, again, this is you know, this is for you, and you know, there's still people still very sweet and leaving notes about how much they miss Mom, and also again, but this is as much an appreciation for you too, this cookbook. And you know, I was talking with Ann the other night. I said, you know, this I'd like for this to be the kind of cookbook that you could read, and you know, stories of Mom or memories, and I certainly would add plenty in there of, you know, memories of this particular recipe or why this one's so special to me growing up, and all of that. I would want to add something like that. So we're shooting. Ideally, we'd like to have something ready to send out by Christmas time. That's we'd like to do that. It's just how fast we can move and get things lined up. So, and again, any profits that from this and all of that would go to the charity that Mom would say. So the tithe from the profits would go to Westfield Academy. That's what Mom wanted. So it's a lot of work, but if there's enough in demand, I'm willing to work with Ann and get this moving. So you let me know. I'm certainly plenty busy, but this is something it's as much for you as it is for Mom. And so I wanted to do that and tell you how much I appreciate you too. So, a couple other things, sorry. Electronic copy, like a Kindle version versus hard copy print. Ann and I both kind of feel like hard copy probably be the way to go for most, and printing it like a hard copy. But you let me know what you think. I think that's it. So, look, if you really got a recipe or a memory on your mind right now, I want to leave it in the comments below. Feel free, all right? And I think that's it, but let me know what you think, okay? And you've got great fans of Mom out there, and I just appreciate y'all. So thanks, Ann, again, and leave a comment below. Let us know, all right? Steve Ritter signing off. Take care.